Blame Truth here, and I'm gonna make a little promise here not to get loud this video. We're gonna have a serious talk. I'm gonna calm myself down. I'm not gonna scream. I'm not gonna yell. I'm gonna maintain a normal volume because I have some very important things to talk about this video, as you can tell from the title. Now, don't go unsubscribing or whatever, and actually subscribe. Why are there so many people that watch my channel but are not subscribed? What the fuck are you guys doing? Are you guys going to turn me into one of those channels that has to remind you to do that? I don't want to do that. I've never really done that. I find it annoying, but do it here. Like, this is my one announcement per fucking month to subscribe. And if you're a fan of the channel, you'll want to do that because there's something very important that I need to talk about in this video, and you kind of need to make sure you're following me because it's not good. It's really not good. But I do want to talk about Call of Duty Battlefield 6 this particular video because they did something so funny and just this weird thing going on. I uploaded 2 videos which just did not get views. My views have been killing it lately. Like, I'm talking, a bad video does like 90,000 views now, and a good video will do 200, 300, 400,000 views. But then these 2 videos, for whatever reason, just did not get a lot of traction. Tons of view duration on that, so that doesn't make sense. I know how the algorithm works, but these 2 videos just got, I don't know, shadow banned or something. Who fucking knows at this point? It could be YouTube testing something behind the scenes, something's bugging out, something's messing up. That happens occasionally. Could be that. It could be nobody has an interest in Call of Duty. I've been seeing this comment more and more, where even dogging on the game, which was so fun last month, because I was just getting crazy views last month, and everybody's just kind of having fun dogging on the game. Maybe that's just gotten old. Maybe people have just walked away entirely and are entirely focused on Battlefield 6. Either way, there is some sort of disconnect. I think it's kind of all 3 of the things I just mentioned, to be completely honest with you. And it's kind of a domino effect right now. It seems to be spreading all across the Call of Duty community, and people are quitting. Content creators that have covered Call of Duty for a long time are quitting, and I hate to say it, but I am going to be joining them. I will explain in a bit, but it's gonna be a weird fucking year next year is all I'm gonna say. Before I get into the meat and potatoes, though, I want to cover what Battlefield 6 did, because this just restored my faith. This restored my faith in gaming. And I have to talk about this because it's so just... I can't believe they did it. I really cannot. So without further ado, let's get right on into the meat and potatoes, because, viewer, I got a lot I want to get off my chest. So, I watched the Battlefield 6 live-action trailer, and I saw Zac Efron and other celebs, and then immediately, I guess I could spoil it. You can check it out if you want, but immediately, they just get blown up, and they're not featured for the rest of the trailer. It was so funny to me. I actually laughed out loud when I saw it, because it's clear as day it was a shot at Call of Duty and their over-reliance on celebrities to seem hip and cool, and quite frankly, no one's fucking buying it anymore. Tom Henderson actually covered this on Insider Gaming, and he says, the latest Battlefield 6 live-action trailer throws serious shade at Call of Duty. It begins with a cinematic shot of Zac Efron, Jimmy Butler, Morgan Wallen, and Patty Pimblett all walking in slow motion in tactical gear. Zac Efron then says, we're here to do one thing and one thing before the entire squad of celebrities is swiftly blown up by a missile. A squad of soldiers then emerges from the smoke and asks, who was that? With another soldier replying, it doesn't matter. The trailer then shows soldiers battling it out on an urban map, showcasing the game's gadgets and destruction. It even uses the song that Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 used, which is Smashing Pumpkins, Bullet with Butterfly Wings, another excellent song choice, not this new age crap. And I saw it, and I'm like, I just want to play Battlefield 6. Like, we're going to segue into that. I hate to say it, but some big changes are unfortunately coming, guys. And I need to just drop it all this video. Today's video is sponsored by Fume. So a habit can be good or it can be bad. One of my bad habits is I choose to wait until the very last minute to do laundry so that when I go to the laundromat, I smell like a paper mill. It's It's really bad, and I probably discussed those around me, but it is what it is. Now, I'm not sure if there's a product out there to help that, but Fume is here to help with a different problem. Fume is here to help you with vaping and other bad habits that can hurt your health and wallet in the long run. There is no vapor and no nicotine, just flavor with Fume. Instead of inhaling these harsh chemicals, you simply breathe in natural, non-toxic flavors that satisfy the cravings without the downside. Fume is great if you are a fidgeter. A lot of you guys are looking like Ricky Bobby out there with your hands. Fume helps you curb that bad habit as well and gives you something just to keep your fingers occupied. And don't worry, guys, Fume feels premium. This isn't some cheap thing. This is like real wood, great high-quality build, sleek aesthetics, you name it, Fume's got it. Over 500,000 people have made the switch to Fume in their habit change journey. If you're ready to try it for yourself, now is the time. For a limited time, if you order the Journey Pack using my code BLAMETRUTH, you'll get a free Fume topper, an awesome accessory to help level up your experience. So click the link in the video description or the pinned comment, or scan the QR code on the screen to get yours today. All right, guys, welcome back to the video, and I wish this were clickbait or I was exaggerating, but I sadly am not. Call of Duty content creators who've been doing this a long time are just done playing and making videos about Call of Duty. And the number is growing day by day, it seems. And even those that aren't quitting outright are saying they're going to limit their time and play Battlefield 6 and other games this particular year. One of the first people I watched that made this announcement was Marksman about 2 weeks ago now, and he talked about how he made a second channel. He's playing other games, and he's getting more views than just playing Call of Duty on the main channel. And when he came out with this particular video, his viewers were in full support of him. It was one of his most viewed videos in a while, actually, because he's just saying, fuck Call of Duty, I'm playing other stuff.
I am already most likely miserable playing this fucking game. I have to play a game I don't really like against super sweaty fucking children who are half my age while they stream snipe me while I'm on an input I don't want to use. How much fucking fun do you think I'm having? I'm trying over there to make that an enjoyable experience. It is not easy, okay? And so to add the comments on top of it, it's like, bro, I'm done. I won't read a fucking thing. I'm out. I'll make the video, I'll post it, I will flat ignore every comment. Because the COD community has gotten so bad to read stuff from.
And he is not the only one. There are more. Check this out.
I'll probably have already hung up my hat on Black Ops 7 by the end of November. I don't want to be weird about it. I don't want to swear off Call of Duty like it's a vow of abstinence, which I can never break, but I just don't think Black Ops 7 is a game that I want to make content about. I'm right there with you on all of the negativity and criticisms that Call of Duty very much so deserves, but that's not the point of today's video. There's no way to sugarcoat this one. I'm very burned out on Call of Duty, and almost for content creation in general as a consequence of that.
Seeing these two guys that have been making Call of Duty content almost as long as I have say this stuff is mind-blowing to me. And it's not even like a view thing. There are other games out there like Dead by Daylight. Like if I switched to a pure Dead by Daylight YouTuber and I jumped in with both feet, I want you guys to know this. I would get a ton of views. I am incredibly creative. I am quite good at the game on both Killer and Survivor. And I know about the game. I've been playing it just kind of for my own leisure for a while. It's not in a good place right now either, and my specialty is calling out problems in the hopes that they get fixed. So I could easily just switch to that, and it's like most people could too. Most people could switch to other games, get way more views. I don't know what it is about Call of Duty. I know that they say they sell like 40 million bajillion copies a year and have 80 million players all collectively with their Bobby Kotick #1 fan t-shirts playing the game at one time, but I just don't see that. It does not relate to real life. I can't figure out the math and where there's a disconnect between like wanting to watch people play the game, wanting to see people actually covering the game, and people playing the game. I don't know if just the most brain dead casuals are the only ones left on it, or people that just hate what they're doing, but they're addicted, so they don't want to watch it when they put the game down. You know, I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And please, if you're still watching, drop a like on this video if you kind of resonate with that, because I really want to get all this information out there, and I really want to drop kind of a bombshell on you guys. As you know, I've pretty much already quit any sort of Call of Duty content creation. I have not played a Call of Duty game throughout the year, despite my negativity towards it, since Modern Warfare 2. When Modern Warfare 3 came out, X-Defiant came out, and I was happy to play that all year long. I was happy to drop Modern Warfare 3 back in like December or whatever and just play other games and play X-Defiant and whatnot. And anytime I upload a video, I'm not playing Call of Duty because the game fucking sucks. I put my money where my mouth is. I don't play something I don't like. I do like talking badly about the game in the hopes that it gets fixed. I do like entertaining you guys with my rants and commentary. I do like making videos about Call of Duty. It's what I've been doing for a long time. But the fact of the matter is, I don't enjoy playing it. They do basically nothing good, nothing positive, so I can't be positive. I will give them credit where it's due, but it's like a once or twice a year thing, and that is it. The last time I think I gave them genuine credit was them bringing back Verdansk and holding off on releasing it to make sure there were no real bugs or whatever, but that was short-lived because the hacking situation didn't get fixed, and it got old after like a month or two, and I don't play Warzone to boot. So it's just a mess all around. I am here to say this right now, and this is a big one. I don't even know if I am going to touch the game outside of my first video covering Black Ops 7 and giving you guys my first impressions. I don't even think I can bother to play it. And here's the thing. I am getting it for free, and they're not getting a cent out of me this year. A viewer of mine sent me a Game Pass code. I think it's good for an entire month. I have the option to play it. I have the option to get the free beta. Apparently, if you watch COD Next tomorrow or 2 days from now or whatever, you get a closed beta code. But, like, I'm just sitting here really wondering, what is the point? You know, I can play something else I like, make videos on that. I can cover Call of Duty's mess ups and never have to play the game again. I could completely, if I really wanted to, I could completely switch my content up to play something else entirely here. And I have full confidence. This is not me being like an egomaniac narcissist or whatever. I just have full confidence that I have the creative prowess. I am so fucking creative. I can do anything and succeed at it if I put my mind to it. And I think most people can. It's just most people don't believe in themselves. They give up right when it gets hard or whatever. Me, though, I am not that person. I've done so much. I have somehow, like the shelf life for a YouTuber is so short, I have somehow not only kept doing this since, in some form, since 2007, but I had one of my best months ever just last month. 18 years on the platform. That is unheard of. And I'm promising I'm not yelling here, so I'm not going to get too loud. But with my creative brain, I mean, let me try to explain this to you guys. I'm not sure if anyone can relate out there. I have some pretty bad ADHD, but I'm not medicated because I view it almost as a superpower with some trade-offs. And what I mean by that is if I am just sitting around, my brain doesn't stop working. Just recently, I got into street photography and I got pretty damn good at it pretty quickly because that's kind of the superpower of my brain. Anything I apply my full focus to, which I can if it interests me and excites me, it kind of defeats that chaos in my brain and I can just hyper focus on something. But yeah, I got into that. I also wrote a story, just a fictional horror story, posted it on Reddit, and that took off as well. I got top post for the day there. I think I got top post for the week when I posted my street photography on Reddit. And I'm not going to link you guys to, shill this or whatever. If you want to find it, you can find it if you dig deep enough and if you're smart enough. I'm not going to worry about it or whatever. But the point is that I am just so creative. Whenever I am not here on a video, making a video, I am thinking about my next video. I am thinking about something to do where I can create something that people can enjoy. That is my God-given talent. That is what I am here on Earth to do. I have full confidence I can make whatever I do work. And if it doesn't work out and I'm just kind of full of shit there and I end up failing, at least I failed on my own terms, you know? But guys, just leave a comment below. Let me know. Outside of my first impressions and outside of the beta, should I even bother? They're going to have to do something so big at COD Next. Like, I heard it's just going to be kind of Warzone based, so who really cares? Their multiplayer is bleeding out. It is bleeding out, and it cannot be revived. There are no syringes, no defibrillators to bring them back to life like it is Battlefield. Battlefield 6, it's just going to kill them this year. And I saw this particular article, Insider Gaming, which I found incredibly interesting. But at the same time, I don't buy it. It reeks of that whole too big to fail nonsense that we quoted them on, and now we're seeing them actively fail. I told you it would be a literal Titanic situation. They're gonna hit the iceberg and sink with that attitude. They're egomaniacs. Look, okay, let me show you this article. I didn't cover it when it released, and I think it actually hits harder since I saved it until now. Look at this. From Insider Gaming last month, about a month ago to the date now, Black Ops 7 has already beaten Battlefield 6, and it's because of autopilot purchasing, analyst says. The recent Alinea Insight newsletter discussed whether Battlefield 6 could stand firm as a COD killer, a term that has been lobbed a lot in recent years. Once upon a time, XDefiant was poised as a COD killer, and we all know how that went. Alinea's expert analysts pulled a number out of the hat, revealing that 60% of beta-based wishlisters of Battlefield 6 have played a Call of Duty game on Steam, which is a damning enough number right out the gate. The team admitted that Battlefield 6 could do better than any other game in franchise history, but it still won't be enough to topple Black Ops 7. COD is still dominant despite all this. Its core audience still loves the game and buys it every damn year, says Rhys Elliott of Alinea. And that isn't going to change just because Battlefield 6 is rad and tracking incredibly well. For many gamers, Call of Duty is an annual ritual. Tens of millions of players, many of them casual gamers, buy the newest COD every year without hesitation. This autopilot purchasing habit is decades deep, and breaking it requires more than one awesome Battlefield release. Well, with all due respect, Rhys Elliott, or Rice Elliott, weird name, I think it's more than just one rad Battlefield release. I think it's one rad Battlefield release and 6 consistently dog shit, gaslighting, lying releases from Call of Duty to add to that. You're missing that entirely from your data. This reminds me of those presidential polls. Like, before anyone votes, a lot of people will predict, analysts will predict who the next president will be. I have seen so many of these analysts just be completely wrong. I don't know if it's stubbornness or they can't read the room or whatever, but I asked the people that are in charge of these analytics with Call of Duty and Battlefield 6 to please read the room here. I understand that people are going to dog on the game and still buy it, but as someone who's been around for 18 years, I have not seen sentiment this low since Infinite Warfare, and I would argue that it's even lower than Infinite Warfare. However, there is no remastered game coming to save the day unless they reveal it at COD Next. Call of Duty may still very well outsell Battlefield 6 this year, but I don't think the player retention is going to beat Battlefield 6 this year. They may win the initial battle, but I think Battlefield 6 truly will win the war. If you agree, why don't you guys drop this video was amazing, learned a lot in the comment section below, because when I checked the Battlefield 6 trailers, I didn't see any botting, I didn't see any view buying or any of that mess. I saw people genuinely excited that Battlefield was back and trying their hardest to come out with a great game. I mean, the sentiment is so bad for Call of Duty that the content creators don't want to play it because their comment section will be super negative. Even Jev probably won't play Call of Duty past the camo grind. And even when he said, hey, I have to do the camo grind every year as tradition, people in his comment section said, You don't have to play something you don't like. We're here to watch you play things and enjoy yourself. And it's like the comments section literally made him make a video addressing the fact that he's just not going to be positive with the game anymore. He's trying to look on the bright side. Nah, he's not going to do it anymore. The comment section won't let him. It's not their fault. It's not the comment section's fault. All of you guys in my comment section, all of the people in Call of Duty streamers chats, all of the people that are angry and talking badly and almost bullying people that are speaking positively about the game are not doing so from a place of disdain for the content creator. They're not doing so to be mean. I truly don't think they're doing it just to bully people because it's fun. I think they are doing it because they have been burned from this franchise and the people that hype it up every year one too many times. Quite frankly, they are sick of being lied to. I will not sit up here and lie to you guys. It's not in my DNA. It's not in my blood. It's part of the reason this channel has lasted as long as it has, because I sit up here and I tell you the truth. I try to always tell you the truth. I'm not even going to lie to you and say that I've never lied in my 18 years here, because quite frankly, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I have. But I am going to sit up here and say that right now, as of 2025, my niche, it's in my name. I tell the truth. I try to find out the truth. If I'm wrong, I correct myself. And you know that is me. Stamp it. Give me an amen in the comments section if you agree with that. You know I'm telling the truth here. But no, I don't blame the comments section. I don't blame anyone. I don't blame the community at all. We have been put through the ringer. We have been, quite frankly, mistreated. And it took like me and several other people kind of rising up and making quote unquote rage bait content to get everyone on board. And now we're here. Call of Duty needs to make a huge announcement at Call of Duty Next. And that's in what? 2 days? They need to do this. It's as simple as just removing or severely toning down the EOMM skill-based matchmaking. They can make a lot of mistakes, but that has been one that has plagued the games for the past 6 years. They can make a lot of mistakes. They can make cringy skins. They can have terrible servers. They can have terrible spawns. They can have terrible maps. They can have horrendous monetization. They can do a lot of stuff and still get away with it if they would just fix this manipulative mind control SBMM EOMM experiment, because they've said for a long time that it's for player retention. I ask you, what player retention? They cannot retain players. And before you say it's just Steam, this game, Black Ops 6, sold 60% more on Steam than Modern Warfare 3. I get that it's on Game Pass and stuff, but the game sold, because people still like to own their games, shocker, I know, the game sold 60% more than Modern Warfare 3 on Steam and has a fraction of the player retention. And that's not just Steam, that's not just a Steam thing. Like, we saw back in March when the numbers came out that Black Ops 6 was somehow below MW3 in player retention across all platforms. It's clear that the system failed. I've been saying this for years. Eventually, you're going to reach a point where it's just not going to work anymore. And what do? Are you going to be stubborn to your grave? Because unless they make some big announcement at COD Next, and I'm not talking disbanding lobbies only, that is not good enough, motherfuckers. I'm talking you need to fix this mess you created piece by piece, and it starts with the horrendous matchmaking. If you want me and other content creators to actually play the game this year, that is on you to fix. If you don't fix it, if you don't address it, if you don't tone it down severely, I mean, then I don't see the reason to even play it. I don't. And it'll be the same story every year. You will not see gameplay of it on this channel, because I'm at a point with this channel where I just quite frankly don't have to. I can quit Call of Duty, and I've shown that this year, and it not affect me at all. I mean, I got 450,000 views talking about the game with like Dead by Daylight gameplay in the background. Who else can do that on here? It's very clear that people just want to hear what I have to say. It's part of the reason I don't do a video with my videos, like my face cam and stuff like that, because my face doesn't matter. I don't want to even distract you with that, or my mustache or whatever. Like, I don't want to do that. I simply want you to listen to what I have to say. It doesn't matter what I look like any given day. It doesn't matter the look on my face. What matters is what I have to say. And you guys know that what I've been saying, especially right now in September 2025, that what I've been saying for the past 6 years has all been right. Anyone that still disagrees with me, I ask you seriously, where have I been wrong? Where have I been wrong? Anyway, guys, I'm out of time. Let me know in the comments, like, what you want to see here going forward. Let's assume Call of Duty just bites the dust. What do you want to see? Leave a comment below. Let me know, because I'm seriously considering joining Marksman, Drifter, and others, possibly even in Jev and Nero, who are huge Call of Duty fans, bigger than I am. They may also just dial it back hardcore this year. Let me know what you want to see. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Do me a favor, drop a like if you haven't already, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you leave a comment below with your thoughts or just the channel support comment, whatever. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Peace.